Guys? The Bench Buddies are back, and in this video I'm going to be going over the first round draft pick grades and a few other good picks that I thought went in the rest of the draft. But before we do that, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below. I know we're far from that 500 subscriber giveaway, but make sure you guys are entered into that. Just subscribe to the channel and you'll be entered. And Ricky, you know, his package is on the way, so if you're seeing this, you should be getting your autographed item soon. But let's jump into the video here. And at 1, we had Trayvon Walker come off the board. I'm giving this a B. I think it was a reach. You know, it was a popular pick towards the end of the draft. I personally think Hutchinson's the best in the draft. It's a little biased, but you know, he proved at the end of the year, can play in the big games, but so did Walker. You know, he wasn't really the top of the board after the season was over and kind of after the combine started creeping up. I mean, the Jaguars, it's tough, number 1 pick every year. You know, it's tough to make that decision, but they went this way. And at 2, Aiden Hutchinson falls to the Lions. I mean, falling one spot is crazy to think, but it's a perfect fit for the Lions. He's a great, you know, motivator. He's going to come right in and dominate. You know, a lot to say about this guy, but we got to keep it short here, but it's an A+, that's for sure. At 3, we got Derrick Stein Jr., and I think this is, you know, the most puzzling top 10 pick here. They don't really need a Stingley. I thought they were going to go Thibodeau here, who would have made the most sense, you know, replacing J.J. Watt from the year before, get a good pass rusher. But they went a different route. You know, in today's NFL, you got to stop the best receivers, and I guess that's the way they were looking. At 4, we got Sauce Gardner. You know, this was projected, and it happened. You know, it's a great pick. Sauce, he's going to be the top corner for the Jets. You know, if you want to stop the teams in your division, especially Josh Allen, guarding Stephon Diggs, you want a guy like this to defend him. And, you know, what better guy to get? At 5, we got Thibodeau falling to 5. You know, he was the projected number 1 pick heading into the 2021 season. Didn't put as big of numbers as people would have thought. But, you know, the Giants, they work magic with these, you know, really good pass rushers. Michael Strahan, to name one. I think it's a good comparison right there. He can be as dominant, and I expect him to have a big rookie season. At 6, we got Ikem Ekwonu, offensive tackle from NC State, and this is a great pick for the Panthers because last year Sam Darnold got killed. I'm not saying it's going to help Sam Darnold's throwing ability, but it's going to help him at least make better reads in the pocket. At 7, we got Evan Neal, another offensive tackle, and going to the Giants, I mean, it makes it even better for Daniel Jones. This is going to be a name that's going to be in a lot of Pro Bowl votes from this year on. He's going to be a really good prospect. At 8, we got the first receiver coming off the board in Drake London. He's a big receiver, but personally, I thought this team needed more speed than size. But, you know, maybe they're up to something here with Pitts and London now on the team. And, you know, Cordell Patterson is always a good value too. But I'm giving it a B- just because I thought personally they could have went speed, maybe like Olave. I thought that would have been a better fit, but you know, maybe the Falcons are valuing, you know, size here in Mariota, you know, his first year in Atlanta. At 9, we got Charles Cross out of Mississippi State. This one is just a ho-hum smart pick here. You know, the tackles are running off the board and they didn't want to miss their chance to get one. So they took one here. You know, the run game is going to be the big question mark for him. Can he develop into a good run blocker? You know, the Seahawks, they like to run the ball a lot. So definitely something to look out for there. And at 10, we got Garrett Wilson going to the Jets. We have the Wilson combo in full effect this year. This was the big question, you know, were they going to trade this pick for Debo? Turns out they don't. They decided to draft a receiver instead. He's a lot cheaper. I think it's the smarter way to go. And, you know, the Jets, I think there's a lot of promise in these first 2 picks. And then 11, we have another receiver going off the board, Chris Olave. The Saints moved up to take him. You know, they really must have saw something they liked, seeing that 2 receivers came off the board. Was it worth it what they gave up in those 3 picks? Only time will tell. But he's a solid prospect, and I think just, you know, I got to give it a C just because they moved up and gave up so much for him. And at 12, the same for the Lions. They gave up some, but they didn't give up nearly as much. They kind of fleeced the Vikings. You know, he's recovering from an ACL injury. He was the best receiver in the draft until then. It's worth it for Detroit. You get an instant playmaker when he's healthy, help Goff out, give him some weapons. I mean, we've seen Goff go to the Super Bowl when he's had weapons. And I'm not saying, you know, anything's going to happen like that, but don't be too shocked if this Detroit team, you know, is right around 500 this year. 13, we got Jordan Davis out of Georgia. He's going to make an immediate impact for the Eagles. He's going to learn under Fletcher Cox, and what better guy to learn under than him? Just another defensive tackle that the Eagles are going to throw in there and probably have for a very long time. At 14, we got Kyle Hamilton falling out of the top 10 and falling to the perfect defensive, probably coordinator and team that he could go to in the Ravens. He was a projected top 10 pick. People were thinking, and then he fell here. Go to John Harbaugh, Jim's brother. They have a good connection, and it seems like, he just probably helped him out on this pick. He must have liked him there when Michigan beat him a few years ago. But it's a lot to ask for a rookie. They're going to use him everywhere, but we're going to see how that goes. And I think it's the smart pick here for the Ravens at 14. 15, we have Kenyon Green, offensive guard. Texans got another offensive lineman to protect Davis Mills. It's going to only help him get better. 16, we got Jahan Dotson out of Penn State. Great pick here. Trading back, still land a good receiver. It's a win-win for the Commanders. Give Wentz another option besides McLaurin, and they're going to get more picks out of this too, which also was a good move. 17, we got Zion Johnson. This is a pick that says, Herbert, we're going to do anything we can do to make you stay here for as long as we can and healthy. And I really like it here. He's a solid prospect coming out of Boston College. Not too many were high on him. I think he's going to be a great talent. 18, we got Treylon Burks, and this is the biggest story of the night. The Titans trading away A.J. Brown to the Eagles. And what do? They just trade to get almost the same size receiver as A.J. Brown, but he's cheaper. And I think the Titans just didn't want to pay him, and that's why they went with Burks here. 19, we got Trevor Penning. He's a good fit, but, could be better pick. Could have been a better pick here. There's some other prospects that you're going to see that could have went here, but I guess the Saints liked him in this spot. 20, we have the first quarterback off the board in Kenny Pickett. I mean, this is the ideal fit for Kenny Pickett. Who cares about his small hands, playing in the cold, blah, 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 all that stuff. He literally played on this field for his whole college career in Heinz Field, going to Pitt. Now he's just on the other side of the locker room. And the gloves, who cares? It's what makes him comfortable. I hate all these people are knocking on him for it. But he's going to be competing for Trubisky for that number 1 spot, game 1 of the year. I would say, it's going to take week 4 or 5 till he officially can earn it. I mean, he's going to get his shot eventually, especially preseason as well. But it's going to be a great fit, and I think this year is going to be a developing year for him as well. 21, we got Trent McDuffie out of Washington. The Chiefs move up to take him. I think they could have waited. That's why I'm giving him a C+ here. But either way, they got the guy. And I just feel like they were probably concerned that he wouldn't be there when, they were going to pick, so they traded up for him. 22, we got my Packers taking Quay Walker out of Georgia. I was thinking they were going to take a receiver here. They didn't, but it works out. They got another inside linebacker for Devontae Campbell. Him and Walker are going to be a good combo here. He's going to be a big-time player, I think, for years to come. Potentially a Clay Matthews-esque skill set here. And then at 23, we got Kairi Alam, and what a great fit here to go to Buffalo. He's aggressive. He gives him a solid 2 option, and he gets to learn behind Tre'Davious White. It's going to be a great fit. I think he's going to do big things this year as a solid cornerback 2, and he's going to be shutting down really good receivers this year. 24, we got Tyler Smith out of Tulsa, offensive tackle. This helps them bolster their O-line after losing Leo Collins to the Bengals in free agency. I've read a lot of things where teams loved him more than all the analysts. And if you look at his tape, I watched a 2-3 minute quick little video, and he absolutely pancaked a lot of defenders. And that's exactly what the Cowboys need. He's good in the run game. He's good in the pass game. And this is just an excellent pick by the Cowboys. 25, got Tyler Limbaugh out of Iowa. They needed a center. They got the center, and they took the best center off the board. He's going to play in front of Lamar, I think, for a long time, probably 10-year career. He's a big kid, can move quick. And, with Lamar doing his shiftiness, I think that's a great fit here. 26, we got the steal of the draft in Jermaine Johnson, edge rusher out of Florida State, pick number 26, A+. The Jets just had to trade for this pick. They traded up to get him. They're like, okay, why don't we take him? Jets had an A+ draft, as you saw in the last video. Can't do it much better than they did. And the Jets could be a team that, a lot of people are going to buy into the hype this year, and I can see why. At 27, we got Devin Lloyd out of Utah. It's a just great pick here. He could be used as a Devin White 2.0. They're going to use him, put him on the field as much as they can. He's a playmaker, and that's why I love this pick here for the Jaguars. Then at 28, I was personally not happy as a Packers fan, not taking a wide receiver, but as you'll see later here, you'll see why. Defensive tackle out of Georgia, I mean, he is a very good run stopper. It's what the Packers need up front. They've let some big holes develop in the run game later in the year, as you saw, and it's going to be a big help. I like this pick. Looking at it now, it's a great pick, but at the time I was like kind of weary on it, but that's all right. 29, we have the biggest reach in Cole Strange for the Patriots. He's going to replace Shaq Mason, but was it worth it? Who knows? We're only going to see. But, everyone's knocking on Bill Belichick in his draft, but Bill always knows what he's doing. But this could be the downfall of him as well. So we're only going to have to see how this year goes for him. 30, we got George Karlis out of Purdue. This is a great pick here, great late round value. They need a pass rush, got it. And in the AFC, you need a good pass rush to get the quarterback quick, and he's the guy that can do that. Bull rush, just boom, right there in Josh Allen's face, more than likely, because it's probably the AFC Championship. Not knocking any team, but more than likely. 31, we got Dax Hill, and Dax Hill is a great falling pick here. I think the Bengals addressed their secondary. It's something they didn't really need, but they had some contract issues for next year with safeties, so they took him. He's going to be on the field playing probably corner, safety, free safety. Wherever they need him, he's going to line up, and I think it's a great fit here in Cincinnati. And then the last pick of the first round, we got Stein out of Georgia, B+. They traded back to get the Lions pick, swapping with for JMO. It's a good pick, but once again, they got fleeced in that trade. And to kick off the second round, we got my Packers taking Christian Watson, the wide receiver out of North Dakota State. 6'4", 208 is the exact almost replica of Devontae Adams. Production-wise, we're going to have to see what he can do, but he's going to make an immediate impact to that offense. And expect them to sign another veteran receiver alongside Watson and Watkins. 36, we got Breece Hall going to the Jets. I love this pick because Michael Carter and him are going to be a 1-2 combo that Zach Wilson can, swap in, swap out, boom. It's going to be great. Jets are going to be a fun team to watch this year, or have the potential to be a fun team to watch. On paper, it's going to be fun. And that AFC East, I think, is going to be a lot closer than people are going to think. 41, we have another running back with Kenneth Walker III from Michigan State. I love this pick. As you can see there on the screen, I think he's going to, be in that case for the Rookie of the Year. A lot of people are buying in the hype as well. The Seattle running back room seems like they always get hurt every year, or COVID last year. I mean, who knows? But this is a guy, he stays healthy, and if he can stay healthy, he's going to get a shot this year, and I think he's going to roll with it. 45, got David Ojabo, a potential first-round pick that fell because of his injury. And, of course, he goes to the Ravens. One Michigan player, Jim Harbaugh, sending him to his brother, John Harbaugh. And, they obviously talk. So I think it's a great value pick here and also a great fit. 52, we got George Pickens. I like this pick because they found a replacement for Juju and Washington. And who is better to throw him the ball than Pickett or Trubisky in his first year? I think it's going to be a good fit, a little slot guy, a little deep threat as well. But I think he will have a great year as well. Nothing too crazy, but it's going to be a solid year out of him. And then here is going to be potential Rookie of the Year, in my opinion. Steal the draft, Sky Moore. I know I'm just saying that because I live 15 minutes from Western. But what better team for this guy to fall to? Probably one of the quickest guys in the draft. He's Tyreek Hill 2.0, and expect to hear this name a lot when all the primetime Chiefs games are on. You'll be hearing Sky Moore for the touchdown from Tony Romo a lot, that's for sure. Desmond Ritter, the second quarterback off the board, goes to the Falcons. He could be a huge steal here, getting him in the third round. It's him or Mariota. They're going to give him a shot eventually, but this could be a stash pick. It could be a next year project. We're just going to have to see. But I do like the value pick here in the third round. Also with the Titans doing a good value pick, taking Willis. And who knows what's going to happen here. I think Tannehill is going to be the starter. He's going to push him, but unfortunately, Tannehill has had that gig for a while. Led him to the best record in the AFC last year. Playoff success, though, that's where he falters. And that's just what's going to have to see. But, you see there, the 2023 is when the Titans decide on his future for Tannehill. And that's, I think, the smart pick here is why they took Willis, because it's better to be safe with a young rookie quarterback, maybe give him a shot after that year. Who knows? But great value pick here. That's why I gave him an A+. Jalen Tolbert, another great pick for the Cowboys. It doesn't really make too much sense. I mean, they gave away Cooper, let Wilson walk, brought back Gallup, brought in James Washington. I think this is just more throw a guy in there, see what he can do. I mean, his size and playmaking ability is great, especially for the Cowboys. A big play receiver is what they need. And I really like this pick. He's going to be a name that Cowboys fans are going to love. And the last player of the draft grades here, Matt Carell. Falling to the Panthers. I think he's going to start at least probably half the games this year. They're going to give him a shot against Darnold. I mean, Darnold, we've seen him falter for his whole career, it seems like. He's going to push him. I mean, is he going to start the first game? I'm not saying that. But it's going to be an interesting competition to watch as from now, essentially, to the first game of the season. Got to give it a B, though. I mean, he was unfortunately the last big name quarterback off the board, but he goes to a team where he can make an immediate impact. And that's going to be it for the video today. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Hit that like button as well. Comment below what you guys think on some of the draft grades, if I could have done better or worse. But until next time, the Bench Buddies are out.
She never called back.